So it is 2024, which I'm assuming isn't a shock to any of you, hopefully. And the internet kind of sucks. It's been this way for quite a long time now, and I'm saying this as somebody who grew up in the great times of the internet, in my opinion, the 90s and the 2000s, early 2000s, when it was predominantly filled with weirdos like me, people who wanted to share things about their hobbies, who were interested in niche subjects, and they made little websites that they hosted themselves. It had a barrier to entry that made it quite difficult to enjoy, to get involved in it, and there was a significant lack of businesses. There were businesses, but they're mostly around the usage of the internet itself, hosting companies, things like that. There was a shift in the 2000s where big business started to realize that they could make use of the internet and that it was something that would be important. And unfortunately, they brought with them my least favorite thing in the world. Only a little bit of hyperbole there. Advertising. I despise advertising, and this is coming from me. I studied advertising. I did a degree in design. I did a lot of stuff around advertising, and I hate it. In fact, it has the opposite effect on me when I see an advert. If I see an advert for a product, I never want to buy that product. It makes me slightly less happy about that company. I don't want their stuff. I don't like seeing it. It's not something that works on me like it seems to for many people. I mean, it's a massively profitable business, so clearly it does work on a lot of people, but it doesn't work on me, and I'm probably not alone. But it's so far in the other direction for me that it makes me angry to actually even see them in the first place. I don't like seeing them in the real world. I don't like seeing them on the internet either. And when I watch somebody else use the internet, like browsing Facebook, for example, which I don't use anymore, it's just a wall of adverts. I don't understand how people can ignore them. They're so visible. They're always there. And so I will pay for services to avoid having advertising, but companies have started to take advantage of that now. And for some of them, like, say, Amazon Prime, they started showing adverts even though you were paying for it. So it's like, well, why am I paying for it? But the services that haven't done that yet, I don't mind paying for, things like YouTube Premium. Happy to pay for it. There's a lot of costs involved in running a video website. I'm happy to pay money to not see adverts. And I do realize that this just makes me sound like a hypocrite because this channel is monetized on YouTube, and therefore I get a cut of the advertising revenue for any adverts you watch on these videos. We'll just ignore that for the moment. But it's a big part of the current business of the internet. But I miss the time when it was just small communities, things run by hobbyists for hobbyists, where you could be a bit of a nerd with other people who were also nerds, and it was just an enjoyable place to be, albeit with all the, associated social problems with just having a big bunch of nerdy weirdos in one place. But that's been something missing for me in particular from the photo community online for quite a while, because currently the big place everybody uploads their photos is Instagram, and I don't like it. I haven't liked it in a long time. I didn't mind it when it first came out, but when it first came out, it was I think an iPhone only application. There was no website, and you could only upload photos in weird formats, and it was all filter based and stuff like that. It didn't even really appeal to me at that time. Now it's just a mess of adverts and short videos and stuff like that, things that I don't want to see. It's just not a nice experience now to try and find or accumulate a feed of people whose photographs you want to see. And it won't show them to you in chronological order. It'll only show you what it thinks you want to see. And these systems are always wrong. They never know what I want to see. I want to see things. I want to see interesting things, and I want to find them for myself. I don't want to be shown what it thinks is the most interesting thing. And so where do you post your photos online in 2024 and find that sort of community spirit, I guess, that existed 20 years ago? Well, I've found one that I rather like now, and it's called Glass. It's a paid service, sort of, and I'll get to that in a second. But overall, I'm very impressed by it. It's an application and a website built by a small team. I think it's 4 people currently at the time of filming this video. And it's a photography community that is rather nice, really. It's got no advertising. It's a nice experience to use. It's quite simple in how you categorize your photos. You can only choose 3 categories for a photo, for example, and they are set categories. You can't just add random tags, that I've noticed anyway, and it's just a nice experience. So the downside, I guess, is that you pay in order to be able to upload your photos to it. But they did recently change the system. If you just want to follow people who post their photos on it, for example, if you want to follow me, you can create a free account and you can follow whoever you like and you can get a nice feed of photos. That can be a really nice experience. But if you do pay for it, you can upload your photos, and it's quite a nice community. I've been really enjoying uploading my photos to it personally, particularly because I take a lot of photos and you'll never see them on this YouTube channel, because the act of actually filming a YouTube video makes it much harder to take good photos. It's very focus sapping, I guess, to sit there or to stand there, to be in public trying to film yourself looking like a normal human being when really you're trying to actually take some photos. So most of my best photos are never on a video. And especially for things that aren't portfolio pieces. There's lots of photos that we take that are good photos, that are interesting photos, and where do you put them? Ones that you might not put in a gallery, ones that you might not sell or turn into a print. Where do you put them? Do you just archive them for your own interest later? Well, I quite like this small community in order to share those photos, particularly my street photos, for example, which I don't do a huge amount with, travel photos, things like that. It's a very satisfying place to just put a few of those sorts of shots and to have people see them. And the way Glass works is kind of interesting. There's a concept that's similar, I guess, to likes, but it's not public. People can send you appreciations. You can see them, but no one else can. So there's no sort of popularity competition going on, and that's quite a novel change on the formula for recent applications. So if you're interested in following me on there, there's a link down below, or I'll stick it up here as well, that if you do end up paying for it, we'll actually give you a discount. I'm not affiliated with Glass at all, and I don't get anything if you follow this link, but it does give people a discount if they follow it, if that makes sense. And you get forced to automatically subscribe to my Glass channel profile, I guess, which I guess is a benefit. And I'd be really interested in seeing your photos too. Now, I know there are other sites still around. Flickr has made a resurgence after having been bought and then destroyed by Yahoo, like they did with everything they bought. Wasn't a great sort of decade of company acquisitions, that. Flickr is back. It was rescued by SmugMug and seems to be doing really well again, which is nice to see. 500px feels like it's gone a little bit more commercial, doesn't really appeal to me, and overall I need a good shared experience between mobile and desktop. Glass really offers that to me, and I've been really enjoying the experience. So if you haven't heard of it, I hope this gives you a chance to check it out. You know, let me know what you think down below, the services that you use, whether you've somehow made peace with the constant barrage of advertising on Instagram. I'd be interested to know your thoughts. But thanks very much for watching. Short video this week because it's hay fever month for me. I'm allergic to grass. Wales is probably 95% grass. It's not going well. See you next time.